Well, here we are back again. Mirador Television broadcasting out of the White Hart Hotel in Lewes, East Sussex. And the headline this morning, of course, is that the star in the scandal at the BBC has been named as Hugh Edwards. And this morning, what we had is I've got Stuart Dolby who came in to say hello, and we had the two barristers. Philip Meredith and Richard Barton, thank you. A blank moment there. We were all able to have a little chat about it to see where we think that it stands. So it's been mulled around here. Now we've changed our schedule this morning. We had the barristers on because they were available from 8 until 9. So now we're going to do a quick news headlines, and then that should take us to within a few minutes of Liza Page, who will come along with her usual feisty alternative view. It is 9:30 now. In fact, it's 9:32. The weather is going to hit 20 degrees today. There's a gentle breeze, and we could see some rain. But so far, it's dry out there, and let's hope it stays that way. All right. The first headline then is the I newspaper. It happens to be the first one up, and it's the same as everybody. I suppose that there he is Hugh Edwards, the very well known, in fact, the doyen of newsreaders at the BBC, and he is at the center of this scandal. Hugh Edwards, it says the newspaper, is in hospital for mental health care, says the wife. And the way that things have panned out this morning is Hugh Edwards is being named by his wife, Vicky Flynn, as the person at the center of the BBC presenter scandal. Newspaper leads on Flynn's concerns for her husband's mental health after he was accused of paying for explicit photos from a young person in a report by The Sun. In a statement, Flynn said her husband was suffering serious mental health issues after he was admitted to hospital following the allegations. In a bullet point breakdown of the story, the newspaper mentions Edwards' 20-year struggle with severe depression. So there you go. That puts it in a nutshell. The Metro, shock statement in BBC crisis. It is Hugh Edwards. Well, they put it that way. It is. It wasn't such a shock as a statement because half the country knew who it was. Now it's just been made official. And I must say the photograph that they use on the front page makes him looking a very, very tired man. The wife names him as the presenter in Sex Pics story. Serious mental health episodes of depressed star, and the I revealed it out of concern for him and our 5 children, she said. So that is the Metro. The Mirror, crisis at the Beeb. BBC star Hughes in hospital after scandal. The wife names news anchor as cops say no crime has been committed. Now that is part of the conundrum. No crime has been committed, and yet the thing is in uproar with investigations going left, right, and centre about what exactly has happened. But it is just as well, because I actually mentioned to our barristers, I said, I actually knew the Lord Field Marshal Bramall, who was hounded by fantasies, and the police took it so seriously. Eventually, some people say it damn near killed him. And the sad thing is that there are fantasists out there who make accusations, and I think that the Beeb was absolutely right to be very careful about what it took for granted. And what it was very curious about and skeptical about. So we still have not got, in my opinion, the full story. It will start to come out in the next few days. But that is the Mirror. and the Guardian, Hugh Edwards named as the BBC presenter at the centre of allegations. Does the Guardian give us anything extra? It focuses on questions facing the Sun after it suggested Edwards had paid a 17-year-old explicit photos. Police said they had found no criminal wrongdoing relating to the claims. The Guardian says the police's findings have left the Sun facing questions about its reporting. Daily Mail, Hugh Edwards bombshell. 5:48 p.m. Police say that no crime has been committed. 5:57 p.m. The wife of BBC star names him as man at the centre of sex pictures storm. My husband has serious mental health issues, it says. So the Mail dedicates its front page to the Edwards story and carries a headline from his wife's statement reading, "My husband has serious mental health issues." The Financial Times is quite different. Its front page story, although it does make reference to the Edwards issue, is a big drop in US inflation, raises hopes that fever is breaking after rate rises. And the Americans have brought inflation down to something like 3%. Now, I'm just going to shout across the room, forgive me. Tell me, Stuart, what's your take on this big drop in American inflation?
Well, what happens over there not always happens over here, although in many areas they do leave the field. On this hand, it seems to me to be a big ask to bring it down from what it is at the moment down to 3%. How are we going to do that?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to help about this whole thing about cutting taxes, because that's really going to stoke it even worse. I don't quite know how they're going to bring this about.
Yeah.
Well, it's a great, huge job, isn't it? From
It is, yes.
10%
Yes.
to 3%.
Yes. I hope you can hear, Stuart.
They're talking about wages, aren't they, for the public sector, and actually reducing those, and all kinds of, and also public spending. There might be something here which they can do, and that's really going to cause an absolute furore. Yeah, I would have thought. Very, very difficult situation, isn't it?
I mean, the FT says it's a relative success of the Federal Reserve bearing down on price pressures. It also says the figure stands in sharp contrast to UK inflation, which is currently 8.7%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So inflation is catching the headlines again. Now, back it is.
Well, you must remember that you're talking about a much bigger economy in the States.
Yes.
For things to happen. Therefore, they can actually say, right, we're going to do this because that's not people who's going to be affected.
Yes.
Yeah.
Although I mean, we are the fourth biggest economy in the world.
If you think so, I wouldn't know.
Well, I mean, we stand fourth in the G7 countries, don't we? Yeah.
That sounds about right, because it used to be Japan, but they've been in the doldrums for years now.
Okay, the Times. We're back to wife reveals Hugh Edwards is the BBC star in the eye of the storm. The Times front page carries the headline, "Wife reveals Hugh Edwards is BBC star in the eye of the storm." The newspaper details the 3-day scoping exercise by the police to investigate the allegations against Edwards, reporting that officers spoke to the BBC, the young person referred to in the first Sun report, and their family, who have not been identified. So the police have interviewed all those people. Why Shakespeare isn't just funny, says the Daily Telegraph, but that is just a banner. Their headline, like everybody else's, is Hugh Edwards named by wife as a presenter is suspended by the BBC. The BBC have suspended him. The Daily Telegraph leads on the same story, carrying a somber image of the BBC newsreader. Yes, I said to you earlier that the photograph that they're carrying makes him look very haggard at the moment. It reports on details from his wife's statement that her husband had only found out about the allegations 6 days ago, 7 weeks after they were first brought to the attention of the BBC. His wife only found out 6 days ago. Wow. Where's she been? Okay, the Daily Express. A deeply sorry TV anchor receives treatment as police say no crime committed. Hugh Edwards' wife names him as a star in the BBC scandal. The entirety of its front page to the story in the Express is carried on the leading of Hugh Edwards' wife names him as the star in the center of the scandal. The Daily Star, it goes along with the pack. It quite often doesn't. Quite often when there are things like this happening, is we find that it's concentrating on little green men, or is the moon cheese. The BBC Star at the center of Sex Pics row is named by his wife, and it simply says, it's Hugh. So that's where we're at. I've glanced through the headlines of local news. There is nothing that we here would cover. There are one or two small domestic stories that are worth looking at, but generally speaking, we're aiming in a different direction. Right, is Mr. Hugh, Mr. Stewart is leaving the building. So thank you, Stuart, for coming by and giving us the benefit of your wisdom, and we'll talk to you later. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you for the team who rallied around this morning and have given us a very, very busy morning. And Liza Page has tapped on the window as she's gone by. So we know that she's here to do her bit in about 10 minutes' time. We also had a couple of programs in reserve, but we don't really have much time left for let's see to watch anything else. I think we're whoops. No, that came up by mistake.
Hi, I'm Dawn from New Jersey.
Please pay. But they no attention to that. It's once again.
Hi, my name's Julie, and I'm.
It's the technical thing.
No,
We have no idea
there's not one true look.
why it's become very sensitive, our system. And as I said to you yesterday, when I get myself into trouble on this station, it's with the technical side of things, and we're trying to find somebody to look after that side, so that it's taken out of my very, very clumsy hands. That's the way that it should be. I shouldn't have to do it anyway. He said, "Moan, moan, mutter, mutter, mutter." Just because that's taken the sting out of just about anything else. One of the things that I found quite interesting in casting my eye through the newspapers this morning is that the England One Day International for Women took place yesterday, and I'm happy to say that England actually won the match against Australia. But one of the things that is become obvious is there is a tremendous amount of gambling. Bookkeepers taking bets on the match. And of course, what they do is they now charge these people, try to take them to court. In this particular case, they found them and they just showed them the door and said, "No, get out." And what happens is rather clever. Is they lurk at pitch side, and the things that are going on, they phone colleagues in India, and because of the slight chime change, is the Indian bookies are able, and because of very fast now connections, because of modern technology, the bookies are able to lay a bet after the fact, but it gives all the appearances of being before the fact. So in other words, it's cheating. And so huge amounts of money follow as they do that. So gambling is alive and well down at the test match. Here's something that I quite obscene. Stephen Gerrard, for whom I have a lot of time, has become the coach of a Saudi club who are paying huge amounts of money to establish professional football in the Gulf Kingdom. And they are trying to persuade a player called Jordan Henderson to take the chase, if it was as is, wild, and he's going to get £700,000, £700,000 a week, which is stupid in my view, but that's how the new batch of people will be tempted to go to Saudi, and I mean, what the hell do you do with that much money? 700,000. So those are the words that attending the video and the film this morning, and the scandal with Hugh Edwards is taking up many a page, and in fact several pages. An awful lot has been written about Hugh Edwards and where he's at, and I don't know is what are the consequences of what's been going on, because he's not in any, well, he wasn't in any danger of losing his job. A Putin ally. Medvedev, Dmitry Medvedev, is now a deputy chairman of Russia's Security Council. I was privileged a few years ago to occasionally be invited to lunch to what essentially was a lunch for key people who had anything to do with MI5, in other words, the spy racket. And I went, and the speaker was Medvedev, this very man that is a Putin ally now and is doing very well over there. Thank you. But he is making a warning. He's saying to people, look, you know, all we're going to be left to doing is picking up stones and throwing them at the tanks, because what's happening, notwithstanding the people who say nay, is Putin says, Medvedev on behalf of Putin, World War III is coming, and he's calling the West stupid for taking the roll and just what they're doing. So, there we go on that one. Let's see. Good morning, my darling. As Eliza is here. Indeed. Come and sit down, darling.
Excuse me.
Almost didn't become a new hat. So say good morning to Eliza, just while we're looking at
Good morning.
looking at
Hello.
this. Cat COVID. Oh, we've got cat COVID coming, and it's going to kill 300,000 cats.
Oh,
It already has killed 300,000 cats.
yeah,
and it may come to the UK.
Yes. Now, I told you they were going to kill the little pussy cats, didn't
Yes.
I? And the little birds in the tiny cages. Yeah, gotcha.
It sounds like Looney Tunes to me.
Sounds like what?
Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
You remember the cartoons? And it always ended up with the pig with the stutter. That's all, folks.
Oh,
Ah.
no, I don't know that.
What?
I think I would like
And you
that.
a Hollywood star.
I think I would like that. I really do.
Yeah. All right. What else have we got? A1 commentary. It's an insult, says Annabelle Croft. I guess that's talking about having artificial intelligence commentate at Wimbledon.
What?
So some of the players and the officials say, "What? That's an absolute insult," and I think it is. Yeah.
Of course it is. Yeah. No, they're grossly overstepping the mark, these people, and I think their comeuppance is going to come. I really do. I do hope so.
It's very interesting, Eliza, because in the paper this morning is the main story, of course, is Hugh Edwards dominating, and the second one is that the Americans have managed to bring down inflation. But it's amazing how much sport is scattered through. Cricket, football, rugby, tennis, you name it. And these are in the main news pages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you see, what they're doing is they're going to try it on absolutely everywhere and see who will stand for it and who won't.
Well, I think
It's a testing
yeah.
ground.
Yeah. Let's see. Well, mortgage payments to soar by £500 a month to 1 million households. Oh dear, that's the thing that's going to brighten things. Yeah. Oh, here we are. We love this sort of thing. So does the Star. A U.S. mission thinks it's found tantalizing new evidence of life on Mars.
Oh, really?
Oh, organic molecules have once again been found on the surface of Mars, which could provide fresh clues as to whether it has ever sustained life.
Oh, dear. Well, I'm not too interested in what's on Mars. I'm more interested in what's on Earth, which is a terribly pretty planet, and if we treat it nicely,
You
it will
can't
behave
ignore it, darling, because there are bits of Mars in the paper shops. Wrapped
There's
in
Mars
little-
bubbles. Yes. Now you're talking.
And the tennis boss says he won't say sorry for polluting all the rivers. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
Let's see. More pure poison than sour grapes, I said. A private jet between Brad and Angelina. Oh, Angelina Jolie. I can't get excited about that either.
I thought you liked Angelina.
I like them all, darling.
But Michelle Pfeiffer.
Well, the thing is, you see, they've all found out how much I like them all, and now nobody's talking to me. Well, that's it. It's 5 to 10. We're going to take a short break, and we will be back with the demon of what should we say? The demon of the doyens, Liza Page, with her alternative views. as usual, I know, I sometimes phone this lady and she sort of picks up the phone. I say, hello, and she says, bugger off. And the reason that she does that is because she's got her nose down in the research. Nobody researches her stories, quite like Liza. She's really quite fastidious. So when she speaks, at least whether you agree or not, you should listen. So she'll be back in just let's see, just a few minutes past 10 o'clock. Until then, just for the moment, while we send out the good news and the good word out into the stratosphere, toodle, 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 pip.
Toodle pip.